Hello guys, today's topic is how does a tattoo artist grow? This is going to be kind of a long video because I'm going to dig into every stage of a tattoo artist's life and tell you what you should be studying, what you should be learning in this stage. So it's going to be kind of long, but stay with me until the end. So it's 2025 already, and I've been a tattoo artist for 9 years till now, and I've definitely been through stages, and these stages are what I want to share with you today. All these years, as when I was growing as an artist, I was always wondering, what am I doing? Is it the right thing to do? What is the next step? And even until today, I'm still feeling the same way, in a way that it would be nice to have a mentor, a person that would tell me what am I doing wrong and what am I doing right. So that's why I'm trying to share this with you. I made this map in my head that's, how a tattoo artist could grow ideally. So if you want to be a tattoo artist, the ideal way to study, I think the first 3 months is I call it fake skin stage. This is the stage when you get to know tattoo machines, the cartridges, the ink you use, and you get to know how to make a stencil on fake skin. You start to pull your first line. You start to learn all these basic tattoo techniques. And if you're taught in the right way, this 3 months is very, very enough, because you could learn all the tattoo skills on fake skin in 3 months. That's plenty of time. That's a lot of time. I mean, you can get your tattoo skills to a level that's pretty good. Let me show you some examples. I've taught tattoo workshops like this, like a complete foundation tattoo class for people who has never touched tattoo machine. And this class ran for 21 days, and I could show you some of, the examples after 21 days of tattoo training. And that's what people were able to make. This class was ran, I think, 2022. And very good tattoo training on fake skin does not include just the skills. It forms your understanding of the tattoo skills, and it get you very familiar with the machine. It get you be able to control your machine, and it get you to know what you should do next for the next step, which is starting from the 3 months to 6 month stage, which is, I call it the apprenticeship stage. In that 3 to 6 months apprenticeship stage, what you learn is basically transfer all your fake skin tattoo skills onto the real skin. You learn stuff like, how to book a client, how to go through the whole tattoo process, starting from, talking to them on email or whatever. And you learn how to, show the client your designs, and you learn how to schedule them and get them in the shop, and do the prep stuff, clean the skin, and make the tattoo and aftercare and all these process. That is what you learn in this tattoo stage. This is to transfer you from a, fake skin tattoo artist into a real tattoo artist. Now, some of you might think that 3 to 6 months of estimate is too short, because, in the industry, the standard used to be apprentice for a year or something. But the reason why I put it to 3 to 6 months is because I counted the time needed if you don't do all the shop stuff. Like, let's assume you're only going into the shop for pure study. Let's say if you don't have to do any shop responsibilities, that 3 to 6 months is, again, a plenty of time. I'm not trying to sell my training system, but because I've ran it for, a few years, and I've had experience running a system like this, I train my tattoo apprentices in 3 months. I can show you some of their first few tattoo works. I think that's a very good represent for what can be trained in this stage. In this 3 months time, they get to learn everything about real skin, and then they get to make a few tattoos on real clients, and that is kind of like a milestone for my tattoo apprentices, because after this 3 months, now they could become independent. They can book their client independently, they can go in the shop independently, and now they can start working as a tattoo artist independently. But but it is also based on that you're already trained well on fake skin. It must be based on that, because let's assume if you're not trained well on fake skin, if you're still confused about your tattoo machine and don't know how to make the skill right, then when you go on to the real skin, it is very scary and it can be super chaotic. You're basically learning everything on completely from the real skin, and I think that's not the best thing. But for decades in the tattoo industry, people have been doing that. Because not a lot of tattoo artists were patiently put up a very good tattoo course to train apprentices super well on fake skin. That is very rare. A lot of apprenticeship, the reason why they take so long is because it's almost like people were not learned the necessary skills and concepts beforehand. So when you start to learn that on human skin, it becomes a super complicated issue, because clients have different needs, and then there's just many factors to make this study process become difficult. And I designed this whole system, all the curriculum, every single lesson of what people should be taught, what should be trained at what time, because that was my ideal way to get trained. That is what I want for myself, because I wasn't trained very well. I was given a piece of fake skin, and my mentor showed me how to assemble the coil machine, and then he's like, okay, you can go shade yourself now. So I had to figure out everything myself, and this is the ideal training I would want for myself, and that's why I designed it this way. Okay, so let's come back to the topic. We've had 3 months of fake skin training. We had 3 to 6 months of apprenticeship training to transfer the fake skin result onto human skin. Now you're an independent tattoo artist that you can tattoo on people, maybe not super good, but you know how to do it, and you know what you can avoid big mistakes, And now it comes to the third stage, which is, I think, is the most difficult time. It is when you're able to tattoo, but you don't have a strong portfolio yet. You desperately need a lot of clients to help you grow your skill, because tattoo skill come with amount of clients, but because your lack of portfolio, you can't attract enough client. So it's kind of like a very awkward stage. You need the client to grow, but the client need to see the evidence of that you're good. Also, because you in theory graduate, you in theory as a tattoo artist now, so you can probably start charging a little bit. So then your client is also kind of comparing price in between you and other tattoo artists. So it is a very awful stage. And what I tell my apprentices and artists to do in this stage is that, number one, you have to charge less. Drop a comment or like if this video is helpful. You can't have a mindset that's like, okay, I'm already a tattoo artist, now I'm gonna charge the same amount like what my mentor charge or what other tattoo artists charge. You can't charge the average price on the tattoo market because you're starting out and you need client. Number two is that it is the best time to build your portfolio. So I tell my apprentices at this stage to keep working on fake skin and keep making a lot of designs and send them out, and run your social media to, try to build a portfolio as the first priority for this stage. Now, how long is this awful third stage? I call it build clientele stage. It is very hard to say because it really comes down to the artist's personality and how diligent you are. Because as a new artist, I could post 5 flash a week, and then I could make 5 fake skins, and then I can create 10 very good posts on Instagram. I could do that, or I could do just 1 post. And it really comes down to the diligence of each artist, and the result can be so different. I've had tattoo apprentice that's trained very well at the first 2 stage, like they were already able to do super good tattoos, but they die at this stage because they don't want to spend the time to make designs to build their portfolio. They don't want to go back to fake skin again to show what they can do, because some people think they're already tattoo artists. They can already do fake skin. They don't want to do that. They don't work hard. And then, so they don't get client. And over time, when you don't get client, you start to forget about the tattoo skills you've already learned. But the opposite side is, let's say you are very diligent, you're willing to spend 8 hours working on building your portfolio every day. And maybe if you have some social media talent, you're good at, you're not afraid of the camera, and you're not lazy, you are willing to do all the posts and stuff, then this stage you can learn a lot. Typically, from what I've seen with, my apprentices and students, typically this stage can last for 6 months until 3 years. I mean, after 3 years, if this artist is still not picking up the clientele, if they still cannot get stabilized bookings, then this person is probably gonna quit. Notice that stage 3 could be blended together with stage 2. So when I'm training my apprentices, usually when I'm teaching them the stage 2 stuff, which is the, real skin skills and stuff, I also tell them to start to build their portfolio. Normally people are not that excited about doing fake skin and build their portfolio online. They just don't want to do that, which can be understand. Usually after people pass stage 2, like after they can really make tattoos on real skin, they become more comfortable, and now they can actually calm down and start to build their portfolio. So that's how I separate the stage 2 and 3. But in reality, usually those two things kind of go along together. So what is the end of stage 3? It ends when you can get stable amount of client. It doesn't have to be many clients. As long as you can get stabilized, maybe 1 or 2 clients a week, that is a symbol to say that you've found your niche, and you can stably provide your tattoo service to a certain market, and this certain market is willing to pay for your service. I mean, you don't have to be able to charge a lot. Maybe you're still not charging the average price for tattoos in your area because, you're still very new. You're still like maybe 1 year or 2 year tattoo artist, and that's completely normal. In between charging a lot but have like 1 client a month, and charging very little but you have like 5 clients a week, I would always encourage people to charge less and have more clients, because your tattoo skill on real skin could only grow with the amount of real client you take. So being able to charge a lot maybe looks like you're making more money with less work, but that is bad for long term. And a lot of shops do that. Traditional way of having apprenticeship. A lot of mentors, they kind of teach their apprentice to be independent, be able to independently tattoo, and then they would immediately encourage the apprentice to charge the same price as everyone else in their tattoo shop. Now, this move is based on a business perspective, because, your mentor, they spend time to train you, and the reason they train you is because they want another worker in their shop. And it doesn't make sense if you're not charging anything but just only caring about your own growth. Of course, as a shop owner, they would want you to charge more so they can get a percentage. But if you're not making a lot of money, that's kind of like a very bad deal for the shop. But it doesn't mean it is a good thing to charge a lot and get very little client. If you're a new tattoo artist and you're kind of charging average price, like all the experienced tattoo artist price, it is bad for your skill to grow, and it is also kind of confusing for the mindset, because now you've charged a lot. That means you can't go back to a low price anymore. Well, I feel like I've talked so much, but I still haven't got to the later stages, which is, after you become independent tattoo artist, there are complicated stages about building up your own tattoo style and go deeper. That is what you experience later after those 3 stages. I think I'll talk about it in the next episode next time. And thank you for watching this. Drop a like or comment if you can, because that's a good motivation for me to keep making those videos.